The following is a presentation of the Spartan Media Network. Welcome to the Spartan Media Network from Playfly Sports.
Spartans recovered on the break, a slam dunk by Booker. Alleman drives the basket, bank shot away, good. And I think he's going to get a free throw to boot. Booker for three, he got it! How about that?
It's time for the Auto Owners Insurance presentation of the Tom Izzo Show. Tonight's show is sponsored by Auto Owners Insurance. Simple human sense. The Tom Izzo Show is also brought to you by Meijer, the official grocer of Michigan State Athletics. Labatt. Crack some Labatt and see where it takes you. SeatGeek, the official ticket marketplace of MSU Athletics. One North Kitchen and Bar, making good times great. Team Trailways, the official ground transportation provider of Spartan Athletics. Make Team Trailways your favorite ride. Coors Light, mountain cold refreshment. Choose chill. And by McLaren, official orthopedics and sports medicine partner of Michigan State Athletics. Now with Michigan State head basketball coach Tom Izzo, here's the voice of Spartan basketball, Will Tiemann.
And a pleasant good evening to everybody here at our establishment, and also a pleasant good evening to everybody around the great state of Michigan. Welcome into Coach's Show. And for those of us here, you can see that Coach Izzo is not with us today. And believe it or not, there's a sentimental side to him. It's his wife's birthday, and he's taking her to dinner. So John Borovich is here for John, one of the assistant coaches filling in. I don't ever remember, John, him inviting us to dinner.
No, Will. That definitely hasn't happened, and I don't plan on it happening either until we win a few more ball games, right, Will?
There you go. Well, John has been a part of the Spartan family in and out for a while. He had a great career at Central Michigan. He was one of those blue-collar tough guys. He was a grad assistant at MSU. And then maybe the big coaching break came when Coach Montgomery got the Northern job. He took you with him. And he's had other stops. Northwestern, that was a good stop. Oakland was a good stop. And at the end of the day, he's back at Michigan State. And that's the best stop, I think. And so if Tom was sitting here, John, I would have said, what do you think about the Maui trip? So I'll say to you, what do you think? It seemed like a lot of good things happened.
Yeah, Will, for sure. I mean, Maui's obviously an unbelievable place, and we had terrific support, unbelievable turnout by Spartan Nation, which was awesome for our players. Obviously great for our coaching staff to have the support from the fans that we did. And obviously the experience itself for our players is a once in a lifetime opportunity to go to a place like Maui. It's far from where we are, but once you get there, it's spectacular. And the only thing better than the sights and the weather was the basketball. I think, since the tournament got done, there's been a lot of talk about how it's been one of the best Maui Invitationals ever, not only in regards to how good the teams were that were there, but also the games themselves going right down to the wire, a lot of overtime games. And then obviously for us specifically, a great way to end it with a very good win against a great North Carolina team.
It's interesting. And you look at it was fun. It was fun. As you look at that 8-team field, I really felt 7 teams, if they keep playing the way everybody played, they're going to make the tournament. And to have a field where you think 7 of 8 people could get in, that's pretty good.
Yeah, there's no off games or off nights there in Maui, right? And starting off with a very good Colorado team, Tad Boyle, excellent coach, very well prepared. We had a few days to prepare for them, which really helped us. And then the quick turnaround, right? You have less than 24 hours to play against, more than likely an NCAA tournament team in Memphis. And we knew that other side of the bracket, no matter who you were going to play, it was going to be Auburn or North Carolina on that last day. And both those teams are top 10 in the country. And right now, I think as of today, Auburn's the number 1 team in the country, right? So we knew for our players, it was going to be a tremendous challenge. It was going to be a challenge for our coaching staff. But like we told our guys, we were going into the tournament to win the tournament, and that this was great preparation for us for the Big Ten tournament, because it's the exact same way, right? You have less than 24 hours to prepare for really, really good teams and really, really good coaches. So I think it was a good step for our team.
Well, up next is Big Ten play, and the way it's set up, all the teams will have 2 early Big Ten games. In our case, we go play at Minnesota Wednesday, and then we have Nebraska at home on Saturday. And so the question is, are we ready for the Big Ten season?
Yeah, ready or not, right? Ready or not, I think based off of how practice went today, we are ready. Will, it was one of our best practices of the year. Our guys were unbelievably fired up and motivated. Is that a springboard game in North Carolina that we faced in Maui? We'll see, right? We'll see based on how we perform on Wednesday. But according to how we practice today, our energy level, our attention to detail, our focus, it was really, really high level and had our coaching staff really fired up.
And by the way, later in the show, we'll be joined by Trey Holloman, who had maybe his best game as a Spartan against North Carolina with his first start of the year. So that's also coming up. And if you're listening at home and you want to talk to John or to Trey when he gets here, the number to call is 877-535-1678, 877-535-1678. And we're live at One North Kitchen and Bar in Lansing. If you want to join our live audience for any of the coaches' questions or come to a show, all you got to do is email Caleb at onenorthdining.com. We'll be back with more of the Auto Owners Insurance Coach Tom Izzo Show after this on the Spartan Media Network.
Oh, yeah. Hey, Dad, did you get a new haircut or something? A new shirt? You're looking good.
What happened?
A little fender bender?
How little?
A few days in the shop little, but thanks to Mom and our agent, we've already submitted a claim and can track the status right from the app. Auto Owners pays what they owe without any hassle.
Sounds like simple human sense.
I'm fine, by the way.
Oh, yeah, I was going to ask.
Ask your independent agent if Auto Owners makes sense for you.
Is joint pain slowing you down? Imagine waking up and moving through your day pain-free. The orthopedic and sports medicine specialists at McLaren are experts in the latest surgical and non-surgical advances to relieve joint pain and restore movement so you can rediscover the activities you love. We'll help you get back to what moves you. McLaren, the official orthopedic and sports medicine partner of Michigan State Athletics.
Hey Spartans, when it's game time, it's One North time. Just minutes from Michigan State University, One North Kitchen and Bar is your go-to spot for scratch cooking and world-class hospitality. When you're celebrating a win or catching up with friends, we've got the perfect dish to make every moment special. Join us for the MSU Coaches Shows and get closer to the action with the voices that bring Spartan spirit to life. Visit One North, where Spartan pride meets memorable meals.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
And we're back live here in Lansing for the Tom Izzo Show presented by Auto Owners Insurance. And our show today comes to you live from One North Kitchen and Bar in Lansing. Visit One North where Spartan pride meets memorable meals. Make your show reservation by emailing Caleb at onenorthdining.com. You know, it's kind of interesting. It's kind of a small world how we keep bumping into one another within the world of college basketball. And I found out Asadi Washington, a new member of staff, of course, his father, one of the greatest players in the history of Michigan State basketball. I found out that John and him were together at Oakland. And then I just found out you guys played against each other.
Yeah, we did a long time ago, many moons ago. Sadi and I did play against each other. Sadi was a senior at Western Michigan. This was 1997, believe it or not, Will. And I was a young snot-nosed freshman at Central Michigan. And for anybody that's familiar with that rivalry, back then it was very much one-sided. Western Michigan kind of had Central Michigan's number when Sadi was a senior, and he likes to remind me of that often, Will. Just about every day I see him in the office, he reminds me that they beat us pretty handily when I was a freshman. But yeah, those were fun times.
But you also reversed it by winning a MAC championship later.
Yeah, my senior year. It took us a little while to get there, but we finished in last place my freshman year and first place my senior year. So yeah, that was a fun year for us. That was 2001.
Go Chips.
Yeah, fire up Chips.
Fire up Chips. Well, it's now time to present our Spartan Player of the Week, and here is Dalton Shetler.
Tonight's Michigan State Player of the Week is number 5, Trey Holloman. The junior from Minneapolis, Minnesota, helped propel MSU out in Maui to a couple of wins, including leading the Green and White with 7 assists against the Tar Heels and notching a career-best 19 points in the overtime win.
Holloman behind the pick 3. He got it!
Well, Hunter decided to go under the screen, and a nice job by Holloman stepping back and knocking down the shot.
Speaking of 3 balls, Holloman, he got it!
Holloman's a starter in his first start this year, lighting it up.
Back to Holloman for another 3. He got it! He's got 3 in a row!
And he can get hot, and right now he's hot.
On the tropical trip as a whole, Holloman averaged roughly 10 points and 4 assists per game. And for the season, he's scoring roughly 8 points a night. And while Trey Holloman hit 4 crucial free throws in the overtime win against North Carolina, he is now a perfect 13 for 13 from the free throw line. Folks, your Michigan State Player of the Week, Trey Holloman.
And Trey will be joining us a little bit later. But one of the things John could do, if you look up his numbers, he was a really good shooter. And obviously there's been a lot made about the fact that our long ball has not been kind early on. But one of the things, John, I think is happening, you can see it too, at Maui, all of a sudden we're shooting like a Big Ten team.
Yeah, you definitely saw some improvements from behind the arc. And, it's funny. We've been trying to, kind of talk through that as a coaching staff. And, so much of shooting, as Will, is confidence, right? And a lot of times those things can be contagious, one direction or the other. And when you look back at our numbers last season, we ended up being one of the better 3-point shooting teams in the Big Ten. But when you look back, we got off to a really, really slow start, So we've tried to figure that out, obviously, as a staff. And what we continue to remind our players is that we do have a lot of really good shooters. And as long as we continue to take really good shots and we throw really good passes to those shooters, those shots are going to start to fall. And, hopefully we can build off of the way that we finished, obviously, while we were on the island.
And think about this, our first 6 games, we shot about 20% from long range. And as we wrap it up in Maui, the last 2, we're at about 31%. And in a tight game, obviously North Carolina was a tight game. That makes a huge difference. And I said to John before we even started, I go back to the Kansas game in Atlanta. If we just made a couple more shots, we beat the number 1 team in America.
Yeah, and I think, you could say that, for a lot of our games this year, right? We've been a very efficient offensive team. When you look at our offensive numbers and the analytics, our 2-point field goal percentage is one of the best in the country. Our free throw shooting is one of the best in the country. Not only are we shooting free throws well, we're getting to the free throw line often, right? And so that gives us a chance to be really good offensively. Will, we're averaging 80 points a game right now, and that's with us not shooting the 3 ball very well. So for us as coaches, we continue to remind the players, keep shooting it with confidence, keep taking good shots. Those shots eventually are going to fall, and when they do, look out, we become very, very dangerous.
And by the way, I forgot to mention, for the first time this season, we're ranked in the top 25.
Yeah, for sure.
Good,
that's
huh?
really, really exciting stuff for our guys. We just found that out today after practice. It was media day for us. Coach let the guys know. They were really, really excited to hear that. But as we all know, it's not where you start, Will, right? It's where you finish. And so we know we have a long way to go. We know we have a lot of things that we can improve on. we feel very confident with this group in regards to our ceiling and how good we can be. And there is a lot of room for growth within this team, and that has us all really, really excited.
Could this be, John, one of the best teams in a while? I'm not talking about All-American players, a star here or there, but I mean, just the way these guys are kind of in sync on and off the court. It just seems like a team that just gets stronger every day.
Yeah, the camaraderie, Will, of this group is as good as any that I've been around, and this is year, I think, 24 for me in my career. And it's a group that you look forward to being around on a daily basis, right? Not only on the floor, but off the court as well. Our guys have an unbelievable harmony and connection. That's just really, a pleasure to be around. And I think maybe some of that started with our trip this summer to Spain and all the time that we were able to spend together above and beyond and away from the court. I think you see that translate onto the floor. And then, you spoke to our depth, right? That's kind of been coach's battle cry throughout the course of the preseason and into, the early part of the season, is strength in numbers, right? Like, we feel we can really wear people down. Our second unit is as good as any second unit in college basketball. We need to continue to tap into that with our pace of play and how fast we play, so we can try to wear people down and continue to send, different waves of players. And you saw that in Maui, Will, with 6 guys in double figures. With 6 guys score over 12 points in that game, which I think was the first time it's happened in the Big Ten in like 12 years. So, if we can continue to tap into that, if one guy has an off night, somebody can be there to help pick him up.
And it's interesting. Some people believe a tight rotation is the way to go, but this bigger rotation has not been disruptive at all, has it?
No, not at all. I mean, our guys have been unbelievably just selfless, right? Like they're about the right stuff, and they know that if tonight might not be their night, they can find a way to help in other ways, right? Maybe that's on the defensive end. Maybe that's with a loose ball. Maybe that's with a cutout. It might not be their night shooting wise, but now they can maybe make a play for somebody else and it can be their night. So, as far as how that's gone and our guys kind of buying into and believing in their role, I think this has been a really, really great group when it comes to that.
And speaking of the bench, just looking at that North Carolina game as a sort of a sampling of things, 48% of our offense came from the bench. And we talked about shooting. Our bench against the Tar Heels shot 73%. Now, when you can bring guys off the bench to shoot 73% and give you about half of your total team points, I think it's a weapon.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah. That's efficiency, and guys coming off the bench and, guys are 3 for 3 or 4 for 5, right? Coming off the bench. Those are such efficient minutes. And we have a lot of guys contributing, and they're playing between 15 and 25 minutes a night, which again can help you stay fresh throughout the course of the year and hopefully continue to be efficient on the offensive end.
Well, now it's time for our Alumni Hall trivia question for the audience. If anybody gets this one, you get a couple of free tickets to a Spartan-owned basketball game. And boy, I remember this like it was just the other day. This past Wednesday in Maui, Michigan State men's basketball team beat North Carolina in an in-season tournament for the second time. The question is, can you name the other in-season tournament MSU defeated the Tar Heels in? We got them for the second time in Maui. I will give you one little hint on this one. The first time you got it already?
Yeah.
I'll give you my clue anyway. Happened in the mainland. How's that? So we'll be back with more of the conversation with Coach Borovich filling in for Tom Izzo, and get your trivia answer right after this as you're listening to the Auto Owners Insurance Tom Izzo Show.
The U.S. is experiencing the worst blood shortage we've seen in 20 years. Give blood this season, and you can help save up to 3 lives each time. Join me and Abbott so we can save more lives together. Let's make Spartan Nation the #1 blood donor in the Big Ten.
Join me as I take a deep dive into the least insulted ticketing app in history, SeatGeek. Did SeatGeek invent the ticket?
No, but we do make them work.
Drum roll, please. Ooh, how do I use the Seat View feature?
It shows seats with a pole blocking the view.
Don't buy those.
What if I want to sit behind a pole?
Buy those.
Join me as I bore you to death with a series of interviews about a ticketing app that just does what it's supposed to do.
The U.S. is experiencing the worst blood shortage we've seen in 20 years. Give blood this season, and you can help save up to 3 lives each time. Join me and Abbott so we can save more lives together. Let's make Spartan Nation the #1 blood donor in the Big Ten.
Human Services.
Libman makes a difference. The Libman Mop Crew is part of our winning team. The Libman Mop Crew makes sure the hardwood is clean and safe for the players every game at the Breslin Center. No matter what kind of flooring you have at your home court, Libman has the tools to keep it clean. Our mops, brooms, and brushes are proudly family made in the USA. Visit Libman.com to see our whole lineup and store locator. That's Libman.com. Libman, official hardwood floor care provider of the Michigan State Spartans.
Sometimes we're asked if you need to be a Spartan to be a member of Michigan State University Federal Credit Union. The answer is no. To be an MSU FCU member, you just need 3 things. 1, you love saving money and earning cash back. 2, you have a passion for supporting your community, just like we do. 3, when it comes to your future, you prefer to dream big. If this sounds like you, MSUFCU.org to get started. Of course, if you want to cheer on MSU, we're totally on board with that too. Go green.
And we're back on the Tom Izzo Show, presented by Auto Owners Insurance. Well, this week's Alumni Hall Spartan Basketball Trivia Ticket Giveaway winner gets tickets to an MSU home game. You'll pick up your tickets at the Alumni Hall retail location at Eastwood Town Center in Lansing. So, again, our question is pretty simple. We knocked off North Carolina for the second time in an in-season tournament when we beat them in Maui. The question is, the first time. When was the first time we beat North Carolina during an in-season tournament? And it was a big one. So I think somebody thinks they have the answer. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi, Will. It's Mike formerly from Hazel Park, now from East Lansing. That tournament would be the Phil Knight Invitational, or PK80, and I remember vividly Connor George getting some big minutes in that tournament. So
you're right. Yeah, that was a big one. And there was a couple other things that happened in that game. Roy Williams, then coach in North Carolina, I mean, it was a decisive win. It wasn't an overtime thing. That was the worst beating he took in North Carolina in his career. And the other thing that almost happened, North Carolina never had a half of basketball where they didn't make a 3. They got 1 3, and there was a guy throwing it from half court before the clock hit 0 for the first half. And so it's one thing to beat North Carolina, but I think we were all shocked. It was decisive.
Yeah.
And we went on to win our little piece of the PK80, and that was a lot of fun too. Do you like those tournaments? Kind of crazy.
I do, Will. I mean, I think, for the players, it really puts you in a high level pressure situation early in the year, and obviously coaches always had the philosophy when it comes to scheduling, any time, anywhere, anybody. Right. And so that's a lot of what those tournaments become, is that you can really find out a lot about your team early in the season. Right? What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? What things do you need to attack to try to get better at? And then obviously we all try to minimize our weaknesses. But, a lot of these events are nationally televised games against really high level opponents. It's great from a recruiting standpoint. It's great from a university standpoint, and the exposure that it gets for your program and for your university. And then for us as coaches and for the players, it really does help you prepare for the Big Ten season, which, seems to get more and more difficult every year.
Do you like the fact that it's spreading out? We're starting earlier, or it seems like we're going a little bit later. It just seems there's a lot of basketball. So how do you keep everybody fresh?
Yeah, I think that bodes well for us this year specifically, right? Well, we talked about the strength in numbers. Whether you like it or not, it's the nature of the beast now, right? And so there's no sense in complaining about it, right? You try to figure it out, you adapt, and you try to find ways to win games. And so for our players, to have these two really high-level Big Ten games in the middle of December, I think it's good for the sport. Now that, college football starts to wind down, the attention starts to turn to college basketball. And for us, gives us an opportunity to hopefully get off to a great start to the Big Ten season. This is a really important week for us. We have a really difficult road game coming up on Wednesday, and then we return home on Saturday against a very good Nebraska team. So we'll find out a lot about where we are over the next, 4 to 5 days.
And it's interesting. It sounds like almost coach speak, but people that don't live the Big Ten life, they don't understand how good the other guy is. And the other part is, like, when you go to Minnesota, let's take Nebraska. When we go there, that place is like 20,000 crazy people, it seems like. And so everywhere you go, you don't have many friends.
No, that's for sure.
So at the end of the day, if we could knock off these first two, what a way to go into January. It would be something. Hey, by the way, a presenting sponsor of Michigan State basketball is Rocket Mortgage, official mortgage provider of Michigan State Athletics. Raise hope and foster dreams by starting your journey to becoming a foster parent today. Visit michigan.gov/hope for a home to learn more on how you can support children of all ages in your community. We'll be back with more of the Spartan basketball talk on the Auto Owners Insurance Tom Izzo Show after this break on the Spartan Media Network.
So, got one for you, boss.
Oh, yeah?
What's black, white, and dented all over?
I give up.
The company truck. I know, but thanks to our agent, we've already submitted an insurance claim and can track the status right from the app. Auto Owners pays what they owe without any hassle.
Lucky for you, that's simple human sense.
Ask your independent agent if Auto Owners makes sense for you.
Skill is a game changer. And when the doctors you know and trust team up with one of the nation's top health systems, the possibilities are endless. Sparrow is now University of Michigan Health Sparrow. So together, we can bring more specialized expertise, more of the latest treatments, and more of the best possible care closer to you. Discover what's possible at uofmhealthsparrow.org.
Hey, got one more, Labatt?
Yeah, here you go.
Yo, got one more?
Sure. Who are you?
Hey, have any more?
I'll take one.
Got another Labatt?
Got one more?
How did you all get in my house?
Dude, door was open. Heard you had some Labatt.
Yeah, in the fridge.
Crack some Labatt, make some friends, and see where it takes you.
Always enjoy responsibly. Beer, Labatt USA, Buffalo, New York. All rights reserved. Labatt registered U.S. free market. Labatt Brewing Company Limited.
Hey, Spartan fans, the 2024 basketball season is tipping off, and SeatGeek is here to help you experience all the action. SeatGeek makes it easy to find tickets so you can be a part of all the courtside celebrations this season. Whether you're buying or selling tickets to MSU basketball games or to any other live event in the state, SeatGeek is the place to do it. SeatGeek is the official ticket marketplace of the Spartans. The most disruptive idea in ticketing, a ticket that works. Expect the expected. SeatGeek.
And welcome back to the Auto Owners Insurance Coach Tom Izzo Show. Don't forget, whenever you shop Mara, you shop for the entire community. You help support food rescue programs and the Simply Give program. Learn more at Meyer.com. A little PSA for the baseball program real quick. If you've never been to one of their first pitch dinners, they're a lot of fun. They've announced that Lance Parrish and Dan Petrie, they're going to be the co-speakers at this event. And so you might want to check with the baseball office and find out where to get tickets. And they're also going to be honoring Alumni of the Year, Al Bowles and Mary Kay Bowles. So anyway, a little plug for Jake Boss and all of his guys there for what is coming up. And speaking about what is coming up, he is walking to the stage right now. Let's give it up for Trey Holloman. Well, Trey was a real steal coming out of Minnesota. He was a Gatorade Player of the Year, scored a whole lot of points. And no matter how mad Coach Izzo would get at him, he never quit smiling. So immediately that made you my hero. How do you do that? So I smiling, feeling good. You can talk.
Oh, hey. Hello? Can you guys hear me? All right.
So how do you keep such a good disposition in this crazy sport?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
I just think about my why, my mom and then brother, I just want to do good for them because growing up they just took care of me. So, I just want to do it for them.
Okay, I got to ask you about the North Carolina game.
Yes, sir.
And so when we're doing the pregame interview with Coach before the game, before we hit record, I asked him any change in the lineup, anything different. And he said, no, I think we're going to stay status quo. Well, when it came time to announce the starters, the status quo changed. This fella made his first start of the year, and at the end of the day, he had a career day. We've already talked about when Dalton talked about, by the way, you are a player of the week. Congratulations.
Appreciate it.
Your car's out front there. Just give you a free car and everything. It's really good. But anyway, so the 19 points against Carolina, career highs for him. He made 6 shots, career high there. 36 minutes he played. That's a lot for our ball club. And John talked about shooting. We all know free throws are big, especially as tight as our games will be this year. This guy is 13 for 13 on the year. So when did you find out you were going to start that game?
Frankie told me the night before the game that like he might tell coach that like he wants to come off the bench. So then I was like, oh, okay. He was like, just like stay ready. So then I was like, okay. So then the game day comes and then coach calls me and he says, are you ready? You might be starting. So then I was like, all right, coach. I'm ready, always ready. So then once the game came, he told the whole team that I was starting.
That's pretty quick.
Yes, sir.
So
Super
in the give you a, John talked about this is a tight team. Think about what he just said and when Frankie did. Fiddler was going into that game having made like 90 straight starts in his college career and thought it'd be better if he sat down. Not many guys do that. And by the way, he might have had his best game as a Spartan.
Yeah.
So it was pretty good all the way around.
Yeah, for sure.
How much fun was the overtime?
Super fun, but it was kind of like tense, kind of tense.
So they've made 2 crazy threes, highly contested threes to get it there, right?
Mm-hmm.
When you saw those balls go in the basket, were you like, "Are you kidding me?" That's what we were doing.
Come on, man! Here we go. Come on, come on.
So, what makes this team special? Because I think this could be a special team, Trey. I really do.
Sure.
So, what is it about you guys that just seems to be working?
I think everybody is just focused on now and then not like about their future. So we're just close together. During the summer, we had some game nights. We had some watch parties, and so we just try to do everything together. And then we just started getting closer, and then everybody just like wants to win. So
it's good.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any fun Coach Borovich stories?
Coach
We're on the air here, Trey. We're on the air. My kids are here too, by the way.
Sup, Bennett? Sup, Will? So funny JV stories. I don't really have no like stories, but it's like JB always tells me to like throw out the ball on the outlet, so to catch and sweep instead of drop dribbling the ball. So just those stuff, just like little stuff to keep me focused.
Here's a
staying in my stance too.
I'm glad you remembered that, Trey. I was going to say that. If you didn't say that,
Yeah, man. You know, JB wants me to go to class like this.
That's right. That's right.
That's good. That's good. Well, one of the things that Coach Borovich always kind of makes me feel bad a little bit. I'll walk by his office and say it's lunchtime and he's eating fruit and things. And I'm heading for the donut and the coffee place in the kitchen. And it's probably why I look the way I do and the way he looks the way he does.
I appreciate that, Will. My wife is here, and that's the reason why I do it. You know, I got to try to stay in shape the best I can, so she thinks I still am handsome.
Wow. What about my poor wife? Oh, man. Well, we're going to take a break, I think. We'll return for more of the Tom Izzo Show presented by Auto Owners Insurance after this. You're on the Spartan Media Network.
Hey, Dad, did you get a new haircut or something? A new shirt? You're looking good.
What happened?
A little fender bender?
How little?
A few days in the shop little, but thanks to Mom and our agent, we've already submitted a claim and can track the status right from the app. Auto Owners pays what they owe without any hassle.
Sounds like simple human sense.
I'm fine, by the way.
Oh, yeah, I was going to ask.
Ask your independent agent if Auto Owners makes sense for you.
Do you bleed green? Time to show it. As part of global healthcare leader Abbott and the Big Ten's We Give Blood Drive competition, you can help make MSU the Big Ten champion of blood donation and save lives in the process. For more information and to find out how you can make your donation count for MSU, please visit big10.org/Abbott or contact Versity or your local blood donation center to sign up for a local upcoming blood drive.
From the biggest of big games to the littlest of the little.
There you go. Go.
Run, James!
No, first base.
Whenever you shop Meijer, you help support hundreds of local sports teams across the Midwest. From some of the biggest stadiums in the state to the familiar fields down the street. You're helping make a difference to the people and places you call home. Learn more at Meijer.com/community.
From our farm fields to the football field, Michigan soybeans touch every life, every day. From the food we eat to the products we use and the cars we drive, soybeans are making an impact. The Michigan Soybean Committee is dedicated to helping our farmers grow the soybeans needed for a more sustainable future while working at the forefront of innovation to develop new uses.
Yes.
To learn more about the Michigan Soybean Committee's initiatives, please visit us at michigansoybean.org.
We're back live for the Tom Izzo Show presented by Auto Owners Insurance. Assistant Coach John Borovich filling in for Coach here, our guest, Trey Holloman. And if you just joined us, the sentimental Coach Tom Izzo is taking his wife out to a birthday dinner.
Yeah, Coach.
He's just a softie. No question about it. Hey, by the way, we have a microphone here. If anybody wants to come up and ask Trey a question or John a question, just come on up. This is a great chance to visit with these guys. So you made some threes the other day. Wait a minute. I'm going to stop. Okay, we're going to get that mic a little lower for you.
That ain't my fault.
Trey's not only a basketball player, but he's a tech assistant.
Singer, dancer, man, whatever.
Yeah. So what's your name?
Luke.
Luke? Hi, Luke.
I think I was here last time.
You were. I think you won tickets.
And I was going to ask Trey, what was your favorite memory while you were playing?
My favorite memory while I was playing was probably beating Marquette in the second round to go to the Sweet 16 2 years ago.
Oh, that's not fun.
Yeah. Yeah, that was super, super fun. You know, man, we had a water shower in the locker room after, man. It was great.
Was cold water?
Yeah, cold water, super cold.
Thank you so much. Anybody else have any questions? Okay, I want to do this first because every time you make it through, you also do good. You probably are not aware of this. You ready?
Yes, sir.
The Blue Law Firm Beyond the Arc campaign benefits the Greater Lansing Food Bank, donating $25 for each three-pointer made by the MSU men's and women's basketball teams. So far, here's our totals. The guys have made 36 threes. The women have made 58. But coach says it's because their ball's smaller. That's
Nah, they can probably shoot better than us right now.
That's 94 total times $25. So far, $2,350 donated to the Greater Lansing Food Bank. Thanks to the Blue Ball Firm. That's a really, really good number. I think we all need some inspiration. I really do. Gets us through tough times. And Trey may not say this, but he's a guy who is a piece of inspiration. And those watching and listening here, this is something that's good to know. Obviously, Trey Holloman is a funny guy. He has no trouble communicating, and he's also a pretty good basketball player. And he also stutters. And he's had to overcome that like many great people have. President Biden stutters. James Earl Jones, one of the greatest voices of our lifetime, couldn't even talk as a youngster. And so here's a guy, center stage in the national media, has found a way to overcome this. And anybody listening or watching is worrying or self-conscious about that. Think of what Trey has done. Think of what other people have done to know this is something you can overcome. And so congratulations to you. And how did you do it?
My mom and then Mex just helps me a lot, because growing up, I got made fun of for stuttering, but like my like family members and then like other like close friends, but like if like a stranger like does it, then like they would like get on them. But I just try and like take my time and just think about like the like questions that is asked of me, and then I just go like about it like that.
Well, that's really good. It's really neat. I still like your answer, what Coach told you about the stance. It's the best answer of the year. Best answer. Well, we got the Big Ten season to open up. We're going to go up to Minnesota, playing the Classic Barn. We owe them one from last year.
For sure.
And when we come back, we'll talk a little bit about that. But frankly, you want to join us for the Michigan Sports Brief program every weekday on Spartan Media Network stations across Michigan, presented by Frank and Booth Insurance. Start a frank conversation about your insurance with one of our local independent agents by visiting fmins.com. Well, let's take a break as you're listening to the Auto Owners Insurance Tom Izzo Show.
The U.S. is experiencing the worst blood shortage we've seen in 20 years. Give blood this season, and you can help save up to 3 lives each time. Join me and Abbott so we can save more lives together. Let's make Spartan Nation the #1 blood donor in the Big Ten.
Join me as I take a deep dive into the least insulted ticketing app in history, SeatGeek. Did SeatGeek invent the ticket? No, but we do make them work. Drum roll, please. Ooh, how do I use the Seat View feature?
It shows seats with a pole blocking the view. Don't buy those.
What if I want to sit behind a pole?
Buy those.
Join me as I bore you to death with a series of interviews about a ticketing app that just does what it's supposed to do.
The U.S. is experiencing the worst blood shortage we've seen in 20 years. Give blood this season, and you can help save up to 3 lives each time. Join me and Abbott so we can save more lives together. Let's make Spartan Nation the #1 blood donor in the Big Ten.
Hey Spartans, when it's game time, it's One North time. Just minutes from Michigan
what are we
State
looking like on
University,
time
One
now?
North Kitchen and Bar is your go-to spot for scratch cooking and world-class hospitality. When you're
And one more
celebrating
break.
a win or catching up with friends, we've got the perfect dish to
2
make
minutes.
every moment special. Join us
So
for the
that's
MSU
the end
Coaches
of the
Shows
show?
and get closer to the action with the voices that bring Spartan spirit to life. Visit One North, where Spartan pride meets memorable meals.
Hey, got one more, Labatt?
Yeah, here you go.
Yo, got one more?
Sure. Who are you?
Have any more?
I'll take one.
Got another Labatt?
Got one more?
How did you all get in my house?
That Marquette game you're
Dude,
talking
door was
about?
open. Heard you had some Labatt.
My family,
Yeah,
they're all
in
from
the fridge.
Chicago. They're all about Marquette, right?
Crack some Labatt,
And I'm
make
hearing
some
how great
friends, and see
Marquette
where
is.
it takes you.
And I go, they have
Always
no
in the
idea
room,
what
sponsored
they're
by
in
Labatt
for.
USA, Buffalo, New York, all rights
So
reserved.
after
Labatt
that
registered
game, I
US
start
trademark,
calling
Labatt Records,
relatives. What do you think about Marquette now, buddy? We're live from Lansing for the Tom Izzo Show presented by Auto Owners Insurance. Well, got a question from the audience.
All right, Mark from East Lansing's questions for Trey. In high school, you were a highly recruited football and basketball player.
Yes, sir.
How did you decide and when did you decide that basketball was the way to go? And we're happy you picked basketball.
Dang. So my senior year football, it was like the fourth game. I got hurt at practice, and then my mom was like, Trey, I think we should stop playing. So then I was like, nah, mom, I love football. And then like a couple days later, she was like, Trey, I talked to Coach Izzo, and he was like, you think he thinks you should just stop. So then I was like, oh, okay, mom, yeah, I'll just stop. And then yeah, so that's when I stopped. So probably like the fourth game. So probably in like October, probably. Yeah. So that's when I decided best. Yeah, basically. Yes, sir.
So the guy that loves football, you in
Yeah.
cahoots with your mom to get you to play more basketball.
Yeah.
Decided to come here.
Coach, and then the fans, you guys.
A lot of influence.
Yeah. It was like a family thing. It just felt like a family here, and I just came.
Well, we're heading into the Big Ten season, and that I just ask you this, Trey. It's great to beat North Carolina. It is. Can't beat those guys enough for anybody like that. It's good to play the best teams in the country. But now these games all mean something.
Yes, sir.
These are the games you need to win, and they all count one if you want to win the Big Ten championship. So in the locker room, for example, we've come through the great tournament of Maui. We've played in Atlanta. We played number one in the country. But now this Minnesota thing. Is there a different feeling, different mood at the moment, knowing the next two games are in the Big Ten?
Yeah, I think it's like we want to come out with the like faster start because last year we went 0-2 in the Big Ten early, so I think we're just hungry to be at the like top and then just like stay there. So this is a big week for us, and I think we are ready for sure.
So John's got the scout for this game, and do you pay more attention during Big Ten season?
Yeah, you have to. Yeah, you have to. I mean, I think, like I mentioned earlier before Trey got here, just to see our guys focus early on in today's practice. I mean, it started during the film session. Our guys were really, really dialed in, and we took that right to the walkthrough just to prepare for Minnesota's main offensive actions. And you could see it like right from the get-go. Like there's a certain feeling that you have when you know your guys are dialed in and ready. You can just kind of sense it, you can feel it, you can hear it. And Trey was, as one of our leaders, obviously for him going back home, it means something that, a little bit extra for him. But for all of us, this is the start of an opportunity to win a Big Ten championship. It starts with your first game. And like you had mentioned, Will, like these games do matter more, because you are playing for a Big Ten title.
And so, Trey, when you go home, prior to coming to Michigan State, how many times had you played in the barn when you were in high school?
Probably like 4 or 5 times. No, more than that. Because I played my 7th grade year in the barn with Minneapolis North, and I played there probably like twice or 3 times there when I was in 7th grade, and 3 times twice when I was in 8th grade. Sixth grade I played there 3 times. 7th grade I played there twice, and then my junior year I played there none, and then my senior year I played there twice. Yeah.
Do you like the raised floor?
Yeah.
You do?
I do, because it gives a little different venue, a different style than like the Braves or somewhere.
Is it weird to see Coach sitting on a stool?
No. I think that is cool, because it's like different from like other like coaches. So
it's different.
Yeah,
it's different. When John returned to Michigan State, he was like the recruiting coordinator, and since that time, he's been elevated to a job he's had in other places, assistant coach. So, how did that change your landscape?
Yeah, I was allowed to coach, so it changed pretty significantly after that first year. That the rule changed. The NCAA passed the rule that July that allowed me to coach again. So yeah, for me, it was a blessing. Extremely grateful. The opportunity to work with guys like Trey. Everybody within our program. It's been it's been a dream come true in a lot of ways. You had mentioned I was a graduate assistant here, 2001 to 2003, and I from that point forward, I always aspired to be an assistant coach here, and I was very grateful and thankful when Coach extended that opportunity to me, and to have an opportunity to coach a young man like Trey and our guys has been terrific.
By the way, Spartans fans, if you live, work, or go to school in the state of Michigan, you can join the MSU Federal Credit Union. Save more and carry the only colors in your wallet with MSU FCU. Open your account today at msufcu.org. MSU Federal Credit Union, the official credit union of Spartan Athletics. Auto Owners Insurance, simple human sense. Ask your independent agent if auto owners make sense for you. And we'll be back with more of the Auto Owners Insurance Tom Izzo Show after this on the Spartan Media Network.
So, got one for you, boss.
Oh, yeah?
What's black, white, and dented all over?
I give up.
The company truck. I know, but thanks to our agent, we've already submitted an insurance claim and can track the status right from the app. Auto owners pays what they owe without any hassle.
Lucky for you, that's simple human sense.
Ask your independent agent if auto owners make sense for you.
Hey, Chris.
Skill is a game changer. And when the doctors you know and trust team up with one of the nation's top health systems, the possibilities are endless. Sparrow is now University of Michigan Health Sparrow. So together, we can bring more specialized expertise, more of the latest treatments, and more of the best possible care closer to you. Discover what's possible at uofmhealthsparrow.org.
When you're a foster parent, you play a lot of roles.
Provider, giving a foster child a safe home, healthy meals, and hope.
You're always there.
You're a cheerleader for your
show?
family. You would do anything for a child in your care.
Every day is
So I
different.
got 3 minutes here.
Every need is different. But one of the most impactful roles you can play in life is being a foster parent. See why at michigan.gov/hope for a home. A message from the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services.
Farm Bureau Insurance invites you inside the green for an exclusive dinner with football coach Jonathan Smith. This unique experience includes a private dinner for one winner and 3 guests with Coach Smith. The winner also receives a private tour of Spartan Stadium, an autographed football from Coach, tickets to a future home game, and more. For more details and to register, visit InsideTheGreenSweeps.com. Farm Bureau Insurance, proud sponsor of Michigan State Athletics.
Welcome back to the Tom Izzo Show, presented by Auto Owners Insurance. And the Coach Tom Izzo Show is hosted by One North Kitchen and Bar in Lansing. Visit One North, where Spartan Pride meets memorable meals. Check out onenorthdining.com. Couple quick thank yous. Thanks to our show coordinators. Our on-site producer is Chris Ordaway. Our studio producer is Noah Kelly. And thanks for our social media, our stream. Gage Dansby's over there. He's running that live stream. And what about Coach Borovich filling in for Tom Izzo, huh? And Trey Holloman stepping by? That's pretty good. That is pretty good. Okay, I got to ask this before we wrap this thing up. Think back. Somebody just showed us this picture. Think back to the Big Ten tournament. We all know how tall Zach Edey was at Purdue, and we know how tall he is. He's not 7'4", and you got right in his grill during that game. Funniest picture I've ever seen. What did you say to him?
Nothing, for real. I was just like, back up, bro. You're too close. You're too close.
He did occupy space. Well, it was crazy. By the way, a reminder, we will be on the air Wednesday night across our great state of Michigan when the Spartans open up Big Ten play in the barn at Minnesota. You can join our live coverage beginning at 7:30. And then a reminder that our next Tom Izzo show will be Monday, December the 9th. So in the a little bit of time we have left here, a few seconds, feelings about heading north to the barn.
Yeah, really excited to have an opportunity to get Trey back home and hopefully start off the Big Ten season with a great road win, right? And I know these guys are fired up and excited. And
super
let's go get Trey a big road win at his hometown.
There you go. Thanks, Trey. Okay. Thanks, everybody, for coming out. Hope you can join us. We take the air on Wednesday. Appreciate it. See you next week.
You've been listening to the Auto Owners Insurance presentation of the Tom Izzo Show, sponsored by Auto Owners Insurance. Simple human sense. The Tom Izzo Show is also brought to you by McLaren, official orthopedics and sports medicine partner of Michigan State Athletics. One North Kitchen and Bar, making good times great. SeatGeek, the official ticket marketplace of MSU Athletics. Labatt, crack some Labatt and see where it takes you. Meyer, the official grocer of Michigan State Athletics. Coors Light, mountain cold refreshment. Choose chill. And by Dean Trailways, the official ground transportation provider of Spartan Athletics. Make Dean Trailways your favorite ride. The Tom Izzo Show is a presentation of Playfly Sports in partnership with Michigan State Athletics. All rights reserved, and is produced by the Spartan Media Network.